I don't have no problems with the sentencing. 30 years.
30 years. He 55.
55.
85 by the time he comes out.
Probably gonna die in there.
Probably gonna die in there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You think he gonna try to pee on anybody in prison?
He's probably gonna get peed on. You know what I'm saying?
He'll serve him right, man.
Like it's gonna come back full circle.
The Highest Point Podcast.
More than a pod, it's a lifestyle.
Yo, welcome to the Highest Point News, and we gotta get straight into it today. Mr. Robert Sylvester the Chester Kelly has been sentenced 30 years. With his charges, his sentencing charges consist of sex trafficking and racketeering. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he had a whole criminal enterprise that he basically getting charged with. Now, since he got a criminal enterprise and racketeering, usually that comes with other people conviction as well. I thought maybe.
Yeah, because I mean, that's like the Rico cases, right?
Yes, that's exactly what the Rico cases are.
So maybe his accomplices will face some charges.
I feel like they definitely should. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's no way that he should be the only one charged in this instance. But we're gonna get into all that. But let's get into a little bit of the details of what's going on with the case.
Okay.
He had the racketeering, criminal organization, and a leader of a criminal enterprise. The operation involving a network of managers and aides who helped Kelly meet girls and keep them obedient and quiet.
Dang.
This amounted to a criminal enterprise. That's the racketeering.
Mm-hmm.
They also found that Kelly violated the anti-sex trafficking law known as the Mann Act. You know what the Mann Act is?
No, do you have it available?
I do. I didn't know what it was either first. But, basically this is something that was enacted, back in the day, 1910.
Ooh.
And the legislation passed it to prohibit transportation of women or girls across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, debauchery, and any other immoral purposes. So debauchery is like, indulgence in sexual,
activities.
Yeah, basically that's what debauchery is. I think, man, when it comes to Kelly, this is something that everyone should have seen early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, back in the day when he married Aaliyah, she was 15.
Right.
I think he was like 24.
Yeah, he was 20-something.
But, they had on the certificate that she was 18.
Right, they forged the age or whatever.
Right.
I wonder who gave, well, never mind. It don't matter. I was about to say who gave consent, but obviously they wasn't paying attention.
Right. Or just cared. Like, it's crazy how much things just are just let go depending on, like, if the person got some money, some power,
Yeah.
people just overlook stuff.
Yeah.
And so she was 15 then,
Mm-hmm.
And he was willing to, go that route. Back in the bump and grind days, 1994, that's when he married Aaliyah.
So he married her in 94.
Yep.
So we got to rewind some because that's not the first meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
He meet her and marry her. You know what I'm saying?
So, right. So usually people don't get married till like a year or so later.
Yeah.
So he really was, probably rocking with her when she was like 14.
Yeah, trying to groom her or whatever.
That's what predators do. They groom. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll get you while you're young, because if they get you while you're young and groomed, like, you turn into an adult, you will still be manipulated.
Yeah.
In most cases. Yeah, when she was 15, he was 24. Right. Come on, man.
This is disgusting, yo.
It's like, how old are you when you graduate college?
I don't know. I ain't
So
graduated.
like you go to college when you're like 17, 18. So that's like 6 years, like 2 years after most people already graduated college in 4 years.
Right, and she was how old? 15?
She was 15
So that means
when
she was like a freshman in high school or
sophomore? Man. Yeah, like a sophomore. And he could have been already graduated college.
Yeah.
Like, just to put that in perspective for people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy it is. Man,
That's insane, man. I mean, I just don't, well, they say he had accomplices because obviously it's a Rico case,
Right.
racketeering case. So,
right.
he had help, probably hiding everything that he was doing and how it was working. He probably had other people set it up.
Right.
So he can do what he do.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
It's insane.
So,
So that's the first part.
Yeah, that's the first part of it. So then in 2002, like everyone probably used to know about this one, he was indicted for the child pornography charges.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He tried to blame it on his brother.
Yeah, he did. Try to blame it on his brother. He got off because they felt like he kept denying that it was him in the video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the girl wouldn't testify afterwards.
Right, because she probably got paid.
She most likely got paid behind the scenes.
Because, he was making a lot of money back then.
Big bread.
A lot.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He was on top of it. Like the dude, like, he had multiple #1 albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Multiple. So
and singles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The singles was doing numbers.
Crazy. Globally.
Everything he was doing around that time was like everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like,
super facts. Then in like 2003, he was arrested in Miami with 12 additional counts of child pornography and lewd photographs.
In what year? 03?
2003.
So they just kept catching him like every year?
Yo, that's 2003. Before that was 2002, like you said.
Yeah.
Then before that was those other allegations of like 17 claims between 2001 and 2002. Yeah,
God,
it's a lot.
How old is Flying on the Radar? Because I ain't heard, like, way back then, I ain't hear about nothing but the tape.
All I heard about was the tape.
Yeah, that's all.
But he was paying them off. That's how we ain't hear nothing about it.
That's crazy.
He was paying them off. So that only reason we heard about this one is because it was the tape got out.
Yeah.
Someone had the tape out and they were like, yo, that is R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? We had a girl peeing and all type of stuff.
Man, it's nuts.
Yep. And that's back in the Chocolate Factory days when we had that album come out. That was a #1 selling album.
Definitely.
First week sales over 500,000.
Damn.
And that's just. And then July 2008, Kelly was found not guilty for that case. So it took from 2003 to 2008 for him to get a verdict for that sexual on that tape. That's crazy.
Yeah. And he was scot-free.
Scot-free. He was free. Go out there. He had another album that went #1.
Yeah.
In the meantime, and then they said it wasn't him because talking about he said it wasn't him in the tape, and then the girl wouldn't even testify.
Yeah.
Yep. And then in 2017, that's when it got real for him. A woman interview about him and people in his inner circle saying that Kelly lived with 6 women. He controls every aspect of their lives, dictating what they eat, how they dress, when they bathe, when they sleep, and how they engage in sexual encounters that he records. So this young lady is coming out now and just speaking about what they endured in that house of his.
Right.
Of course he denied it. And then another lawsuit came and just all this other stuff came along with that, like the Surviving R. Kelly series that came out.
Oh, yeah, that really shed some light on what was going on.
Right. The whole timeline finally kind of came out.
Yeah. And people was putting the pieces together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they couldn't really figure out on their own because the information wasn't really, like, out there.
It wasn't readily available.
Yeah.
Like especially, like, man, back in the day, people got away with so much, man.
Yeah.
It's like now it's kind of harder because more people got the opportunity to have voices through social media.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to ignore them.
You can definitely reach a lot of people in a quicker time frame now than you could back then.
Right.
You put it out there, this person shared, the other person shared.
Yep.
And it just keep going.
Yep.
People can see it.
Yeah. That's basically how that they basically had that whole series come off of what all them women were saying. It was like daggone 50 y'all.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the ones that came to the front.
Right.
So, that's just crazy, man. So I don't have no problems with the sentencing. 30 years.
30 years. He's 55.
He's 55.
85 by the time he comes out.
He's probably going to die now.
Probably going to die in there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You think he going to try to pee on anybody in prison?
He's probably going to get peed on. You know what I'm saying?
Just serve him right, man.
Like, it's going to come back full circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard some of the girls' testimonies, like today after the court case. Someone that that was basically testifying in the case.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them saying that she was like 14 when he first started grooming her.
Yeah.
He picked her up in like a mall or something like that. And then he had another one that was an aspiring singer, and he kind of just used that over her. She was 17 at the time. And, just basically catching what a young and dumb man to take advantage of. That's basically what he was doing.
Right.
That fame, young lady sees somebody with some fame and money, like it's kind of easier to manipulate him.
Especially if he's trying to offer you an opportunity as well,
Right.
because he looks like he's in a position to make that happen for you.
Right. Yeah, man. No man in no type of position, no woman either should ever try to, use their position to take advantage or manipulate people.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
And the parents should keep like a good eye on their kids, when
Right.
people start coming around like that.
Right. Yeah, for
promising this and promising that. Like,
right.
Whether it's true or not, you still need to keep a close eye on your child, because that is still a child.
Right, exactly. And hell, to be real, man, I think some of them parents need to go down in this Rico case. Because, a lot of them, I'm sure, was paid by R. Kelly to be quiet and turn their head from whatever they had going on.
Oh, yeah. If they did something like that, then they definitely need to be in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
I'm pretty positive that occurred. And all of them, they need to go down too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, period. And then a lot of these undercover chesters out here in the world right now talking about this R. Kelly thing. I know a few of y'all out there that done got away with some damn Chester molester bullshit. You should be in prison too. Like, for some reason, this only impacts like the rich and famous. I haven't heard of no cases from, back in the day coming to bite into these people that's walking in the streets now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like ordinary people. Like,
I never heard of anything like that happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because like the notoriety or what they could get from it or what.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think some of them, like some cases that I seen, like their family were even taking up for them. Like,
Taking up for the predator?
Taking up for the predator. Like if it's like Uncle Larry, the aunts and his siblings are like saying, no, he wouldn't do nothing like that. Although they know that they done had about 2-3 nieces that said this about him.
Oh, it's time to get rid of Uncle Larry.
You know what I'm saying? But this stuff happens for real, bro.
He gotta go missing. You know
this stuff
saying?
happens. I know a young lady that went through that. Like, she's told me about her sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, her sister went out and told the people, her family, what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they just ignored it. Told her, he said, the grown-up said she was lying, so everybody believed them.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of tough. And then, like, on years and years, like, this dude most likely did other little girls like that too.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? If he got away with that one, how many more out there?
Yeah, I think if people do that, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't stop at one.
R. Kelly is proof of that.
Right.
Epstein is proof of that.
Yeah. Speaking of Epstein, what's the lady named Ghislaine?
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, she got sentenced yesterday?
She got sentenced the day before. R. Kelly got sentenced for 30 years. Ghislaine Maxwell got sentenced for 20 years for assisting in sex trafficking for Jeffrey Epstein.
But I think the charges read about the same, though.
Yeah, it's about the same. It's about the same.
I don't think
Sex trafficking.
I think it's just sex trafficking.
Hers is just sex trafficking.
And his is just sex trafficking.
His is sex trafficking and racketeering. Her charges consist of, it was 5 or 6 charges against her in Manhattan, including sex trafficking of a minor, transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and 3 related counts of conspiracy, which is like, that's just crazy. Like, when I'm talking about the parents, deserve something that took money to turn their head.
Yeah.
This lady was literally targeting, you know what I'm saying, like younger girls. This is a woman doing this now.
Yeah.
This is a woman doing this to other women.
Yeah.
For financial gain. That happens a lot too.
Right.
Let's never overlook that. Like, these a lot of women are predators out there, and they will. I seen and heard about women that are, look for other women that are, weaker mind or going through like rough situations and lead them into sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, that's what a lot of these men that are in these sex trafficking things, they use other women to get women.
Yeah, because the women really know what they're looking for.
Right.
And they know how to push certain buttons. You know what I'm saying? To get them to trust them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know that lady Ghislaine, or however you say her name, she was she was paid healthily.
Oh, she was definitely paid. She was paid very well.
Yeah.
And some people just selfish, man. They don't care about the impact what they doing to other people.
Yeah.
And she was just one of those people, you know. And she got 20 years because of it.
That's crazy. I think she should have got more though, man. It seemed like a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot. And she's 60. And R. Kelly is 55, and they got sentenced 30 years and 20 years a day apart of each other, all in New York.
Yeah. All in New York, man.
All in New York. That is just like it's like finally some justice came for those people, but damn, it took so long.
Yeah. Yeah, because
like,
you know these people been living with this stuff for a long time.
Right. Right.
Some of the victims were like 4, a little bit over 40, and the stuff happened when they was like 14, 15, 16, stuff like that. So it's like, they had to live with this all this time.
Right.
Man. You know, they had to look at their kids while they got this on their mind.
Yep, exactly.
Some people, they just monsters, man. And Epstein, what he had the stuff going on in like 4 different states, or was it 3 and international?
Yeah, he had multiple states, multiple countries, man. That's what he had. His sex trafficking thing was all across. You know what I'm saying? Like across the world in different countries. So, which is crazy. And old girl helped him with that.
Right.
Even I think before his sentencing, he killed himself.
They say he killed himself.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They say he hanging himself with like a towel from the bed or something like that. But the time I kind of believe that he did it because he attempted to murder himself before, and it failed.
I don't think he did it.
You don't think he did it the second time, or you don't think he tried to do it the first time or second?
Well, they said the guards was asleep, the camera wasn't working. He was in the room where you're not supposed to have anything that you can kill yourself with. So it's like,
I feel you, but they had sheets and stuff in the room.
Okay, so let's just say he got a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
The camera ain't working, and the guards asleep.
It's crazy. It's a crazy.
It's
crazy.
We ain't gonna speculate on that.
Yeah,
too much,
it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But he attempted one time, failed, then attempted again and murdered himself, or someone else murdered him. But either way
he did.
Either way he did. But I felt like he should have suffered some. You know what I'm saying? Before all that,
he should have did some prison time.
Right?
Like I think he would have deserved that. He was a sick individual, man. You ever heard any of them girls talk like in their interviews?
Nah, what were they talking about?
Man, they was talking about like Ghislaine, or is her name Ghislaine?
I think it's Ghislaine. That's how you pronounce it.
All right, Ghislaine. She would, go up to him, befriend him, ask him questions, like some of them be like aspiring models, and she'll be like, I know a guy, what I'm saying, he's well connected, he, this, that, and the third, if you're trying to make some extra money, and
crazy.
You can massage him, he'll pay you such and such.
Crazy.
I think he's paying him like $300 for like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of hard to turn down.
Especially if you don't got no money, you poor. They know who to target.
Right. And these are little girls.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I think he had some adult ones too that he's taking advantage of and raping and stuff. But
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, some things that were in common with Epstein and R. Kelly is, both of them had charges before and beat the cases.
Oh, he had charges before?
Yeah, Epstein had stuff he had before. He beat him. You know what I'm saying? Because his money was long. He beat him. R. Kelly beat his for years. And then also, both of them kept doing it afterwards. It's kind of the opposite. It seems like when it especially when it comes to like rich and famous people, like when they get caught up in something, they beat it. It don't make them want to stop. It fuels their ego to be like, yeah, I'm untouchable. I'm gonna wreak even more havoc because they're confident, Bill.
Yeah, they feel like they know how to get around it.
Yeah. Like I know exactly what to do. And then they use that also to manipulate further. Look, I had these allegations before. It ain't work. It won't never work. So there ain't no need for you to try to talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
They probably did tell people that.
Most likely. And it worked for a long time. But these selective few, I think it was like 9 chicks in this particular case that finally got R. Kelly. But that's 9 out of what? Like 300, 500?
Who knows?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man.
And it's crazy how they use their power, but that stuff just fueled them when they got away with it, man. It fueled them. And they used that to manipulate even more and more women.
Right.
Wow.
I never even thought about it like that, man.
Yeah, it's a shame, man.
It's insane.
It's a shame. Definitely insane. But you know, hopefully this gets some type of relief for the victims. I heard one victim say that I think she said she was 14 when it happened, and this year made 30 years later, and ironically he got 30 years in prison.
So a year for every year that she had to suffer.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very.
The Highest Point Podcast.
More than a pod, it's a lifestyle.